जय कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ जय गिरिवरधारी 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 जय यशोधनंदन व्रजजनरञ्जन यशोदनन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन यशोदनन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन यशोदनन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन यमुनतीरवनचारी मुनतीराजनचारी यमुनतीरवनचारी यमुनतीरवनचारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी 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 जय गोपी जन वल्लभ जय गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ जय गिरिवरधारी जय यशोदनन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन यशोदनन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन यशोदनन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन यशोदनन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन यशोधनन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन यशोदनन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन यशोधनन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन यशोदनन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन यशोधनन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन यशोदनन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन यशोदनन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन यशोदनन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन यमुनतीरवनचारी 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 जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव जय जय राधा माधवा जय कुंज बिहारी
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Shri Radha Kunj Bihari ki jai. Shri Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Mai ki jai. Shri Gaur Nitai ki Shri Lakshmi Nrsimha Bhagavan ki Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for coming this morning. You know, the weather, I thought that was getting very cold and we will have a lot of folks inside their homes, but now actually it got warmer in the last week, so it is wonderful that devotees could come out and be in each other's association. Today's topic is Lord of Sweetness. This is a topic that I had been meditating on for quite a while, listening to our Shiksha Gurus, Diksha Guru, Vaishnav devotees of the Lord, and I thought this topic is very apt because our Kunj Bihari is so sweet. And focusing on our Kunj Bihari's form, features, pastimes really will be delightful to our heart. Before we dive into today's subject, let's invoke auspiciousness by reciting the Mangala Charan prayers together. Om Ajnanatrimidandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Shri Vishakhan Vishamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Brindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatriyubhascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukham karoti vachalam pangum langayate girim yat kripatam aham vande parmananda madhavam Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narotamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayam udirayet Nashtaprayeshu bhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya Bhagavate uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtuki Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna. So, I was thinking that Srila Prabhupada has so mercifully and with so much compassion has provided us the purports, the Bhaktivedanta purports from his books. Whether it be Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, and so many more. But in purports, Srila Prabhupada emphasized certain aspects of a relationships amongst devotees, relationships between devotees and Krishna. And he writes very early, in just the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, something very, very sweet, as you can see on this slide. He writes, the relationship between the Lord and his servitor is very sweet and transcendental. And I was thinking about this. When I was very early into my days within Krishna consciousness, I'm still early a neophyte devotee, but trying to be a devotee. I gifted Srila Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita in Hindi to my grandmother, because my grandmother in my childhood used to narrate all these beautiful pastimes from Bhagavatam and Vishnu Mahapuran, and I grew up hearing her. And when I got in contact with Srila Prabhupada through his Bhagavad Gita, I gifted her that Hindi Bhagavad Gita because that's the only language she could know how to read. For 3 days, she locked herself in her room and did not come out. She would only come out to take prasadam. And that was very unusual because she was very active in those days and she would be out and about doing chores around the house. But for 3 days, she did not come out of the room. And I was visiting India only for 5 days at that time where she was. And I felt, I don't know what happened, that if she's not well or what. But I would knock on the door and I would say, everything okay? She said, yes, I'm okay, I'm busy. I said, okay. I didn't want to disturb her. She was the first person who gave me the gift of Krishna through Krishna Katha in my childhood. On the day I was about to leave, she came out of her room and she came to me and I asked her, is everything okay? She said, everything is okay. I was just very absorbed in reading this Bhagavad Gita that you had given me. She said something very beautiful, which really hit me hard from a realization standpoint. What she realized in 3 days, I could not realize in years. And she said that Prabhupada has written this Bhagavad Gita assuming that the person picking this up does not know who is Krishna. Even for the first time, somebody picks up this Bhagavad Gita who has no concept of who is Krishna. Srila Prabhupada has written this Bhagavad Gita for that individual. And in the very first chapter in a purport, Srila Prabhupada writes this statement that the relationship between the Lord and his servitor is very, very sweet. Now we think about it. Another name for Krishna is Rishikesh. He's the controller of all senses. Yet, he accepts that very humble position to be the charioteer of Arjuna. He wants to be the servitor of his servitor. One who is a controller of everything and everyone wants to be controlled by his devotee. And Srila Prabhupada then explains in the purport that Krishna is more eager to serve his devotee than the devotee is to serve Krishna. As devotees of the Lord, we are eager to serve. We are eager to serve devotees of the Lord. Radhanath Maharaj many times mentions in his classes that we want to be the servant of the servant of the servant of the Lord. And Krishna wants to be the servant of the servant of the servant of the servant. So, why is that? Because Krishna actually enjoys when his devotees order him. He takes more pleasure in serving Arjuna than in simply being his master. And that mood, that loving exchange of sweetness is Madhurya. That sweetness of that intimate relationship between the devotee and the Lord, which is just beyond the awe and reverence. Many times when you visit temples in India, our mood is awe and reverence, especially going to Tirupati Balaji. At least I can speak for myself. One time, by grace of the Lord, I had an opportunity in the middle of the night to be with amongst 40, 50 devotees who were visiting it. It was 2 a.m. in the morning. We got our window to go there, take darshan of the Tirupati Balaji. At the third door, there are many doors, but we were able to go up to the third door at 2 a.m. And while we were there, we were told, you can stay as long as you want to take darshan, which is very unusual because during the day when you go, if you get few seconds of darshan of Tirupati Balaji, you are most fortunate. And here, we were told, you can stay as long as you want. But that deity is so powerful that the devotees could not stay there just gazing at him for too long, and everybody was just paying their respects, paying their obeisances and moving. So that mood of awe and reverence. But Krishna relishes the mood which is beyond awe and reverence. That is of that sweet loving exchanges that devotees share with him. In the beginning of the Gita, we see Krishna is introduced as a friend, as a driver, as a charioteer. Arjuna accepts him as his master. In the early second chapter, Arjuna is praying, Karpanya dosho upahat svabhava prachami tvam dharma sammudha chetaha yat shreha shanishchitam bruhi tanme shishyastayam sadit mam tvam prapannam. That is our position. That is Arjuna's position. My Lord, I am lost in this world. No matter what I do, I keep struggling. I keep suffering. I work so hard for the results I want, I still fail. And I don't see success. Even if I see success, that does not satisfy my heart. I am lost. I don't know what to do. I only want to take your shelter of your lotus feet. I know that the soothing warmth of your lotus feet is the only thing that can satisfy my heart. That is the position of Arjuna. Arjuna was lost. He did not know what to do in that battlefield. And he accepts Krishna as his master. He says, I am your servant, I am your disciple. Please accept me. And then Krishna says what? He says, okay, no problem, just come to me, I'll protect you, don't worry. Yes, he says that, but he says that at the end of Bhagavad Gita. But that journey from when Arjuna surrenders and accepts him as his master, all the way until then when Krishna accepts, there's a lot that happens in between. And that journey is very beautiful. As Krishna explains iteratively, we say in the IT world, our processes are iterative. You build upon something, you do MVPs, minimum viable product. And then once your minimum viable product is successful, then you expand that scope. In bhakti, it is the same. We experience the minimum viable product when we put in a little bit of faith. That minimum viable product in bhakti gives us increased faith and takes us to the next step. Srila Prabhupada writes that one must be attracted to Krishna's beautiful form, because Krishna's name is all attractive. Everything about him is so attractive, so beautiful, so sweet. And this journey from the time that Arjuna accepts Krishna as his master to the time when Krishna says, don't worry, just surrender unto me. This is a gradual evolution of the grace that comes through the message of Bhagavad Gita. In the second chapter itself, Krishna tells one what is the nature of the soul. He says the soul, just like him, is aja. It's never born and it never dies. Soul is the eternal part and parcel, the fragment of Krishna himself. Na jayate mrayate va kadachin. Krishna tells not only that the nature, what is the nature of the eternal soul, which is full of knowledge and bliss, Satchidananda. But he's also saying that what is the nature of material existence? The nature of Maya, the nature of illusion, the nature of our actions and their reactions. Karma, the very basic fundamental nature of suffering. Our actions and the reactions we incur because of them. But then he goes on to explain what is suffering and why is there suffering. He goes on to explain the various forms of yoga that one can perform to seek happiness and get some temporary relief from the suffering. He's talking about karma yoga, jnana yoga, ashtanga yoga. But then he says, yoginam api sarvesham. Of all the yogis, one who is my devotee, one who abides in me with faith, is the most perfect and most intimate. And that devotee is united with me in yoga. And as far as jnana yoga is concerned, he's saying, bahunam janmanam ante. After many, many births, one who is actually in knowledge comes to me, surrenders unto me. Knowing him to be the cause of all causes. And such an individual soul is very, very rare. And then he goes on to explain what is the condition of this material world. Abraham bhavana loka punar avartino Arjuna. From the highest planet in the material creation to the lowest there is no place which is devoid of suffering. There is suffering everywhere. There is repeated birth and death. If there is birth, there is death. And that means there is going to be some way, shape, or form, there is going to be suffering. But then he says, one who attains his abode never takes birth again. Dukhalyam ashashvatam. This place is of misery. There is always going to be suffering. Because his material nature is very difficult to overcome unless one surrenders unto him. And then he goes on to explain who he is, what is his eternal position. Aham sarvasya prabhavo mata sarvam pravartate. He says, everything spiritual and material is coming from him. And the one who understands this nature of him and worships him with all faith never takes birth again. So we see gradually Krishna is explaining this whole science of the soul, Prakriti, Bhagavan, throughout the Bhagavad Gita. Until he has gone through explaining all of that, he doesn't say, Sarva dharman prityaja, mam ekam sharanam braja. He will accept anyone who comes. They don't need to fear. They need to just abandon all varieties of religion and just take a shelter. This is very beautiful because, and sweet in one sense, and that goes with the theme of today, which is Madhuram. There is a beautiful shloka that Bilvamangala Thakur has mentioned in Krishna Karnamrita, which Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu quotes in his conversations with Sripad Sanatan Goswami in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Madhuram madhuram vapurasya vibhor madhuram madhuram vadanam madhuram madhugandri mridu smritam etadaho madhuram 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 madhuram. Such a beautiful section in Madhya Leela where Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is giving Sanatan Goswami a guided tour of Krishna's world and Krishna's sweetness. It's a very beautiful section of Chaitanya Charitamrita in which he starts explaining, starting from the entire spiritual sky and ending at the gopis staring at the beautiful face, the sweetness, relishing the sweetness of Krishna's face, at the same time cursing Brahma for giving them eyelids. And in between that description, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, and he's meditating on various different things. He's speaking about the spiritual sky, which is Paravyoma. He's saying that spiritual sky is unlimited. It's full of Vaikuntha planets. And it's beyond the reach of even Brahma or Shiva or any conditioned soul. And he's continuing to explain that below that spiritual sky is Devi Dham, which is the material world, where all the conditioned jivas, all of us, we live. And this is under the control of Maya. But between this Devi Dham and the spiritual sky, there is another place, which is Mahesh Dham, or a Shiva Loka. And there is the causal ocean, Viraj. And above all of these is Krishna Loka, or Goloka Vrindavan, the highest planet where Krishna eternally enjoys intimate pastimes with his associates as a cowherd boy. And then he cites, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is citing Brahma Samhita to, explain the unlimitedness of the universes that is emanating from the pores of his body, Krishna's body, Vishnu's body is Mahavishnu. And that, he explains, is just one expansion of Krishna. Just one. And then he's emphasizing what is the inconceivable greatness of Krishna. There's a very beautiful pastime that that Mahaprabhu mentions to Sripad Sanatan Goswami of Brahma, where Brahma comes to visit Krishna in Dwaraka. So when Brahma arrives at the doorstep, and there is Dwarpal in Dwaraka, they ask him, so Brahma says, please let Krishna know that I have arrived to see him. I have come to see him. And the Dwarpal goes to Krishna and he says, Brahma has come. And Krishna asks a question, a very interesting question. Which Brahma has come? And the Dwarpal goes back and he asks Brahmaji, Krishna is asking, which Brahma has come? And Brahma is bewildered. Yet again, which Brahma has come? Are there other Brahmas? Tell him the four-headed Brahma has come. So this Dwarpal goes back to Krishna and Krishna says, he says that the four-headed Brahma has come. He says, okay, let him in. So Brahmaji comes inside and Krishna is very much aware of the confusion and the bewilderment that Brahmaji is in. And Krishna is sitting and he's meditating. And with his just meditation, there are innumerable Brahmas that start coming. Now, those who are aware of the Brahma pastime, where Brahma steals the cowherd boys and the cows, is different. This is a different pastime. So all these Brahmas are coming, and this Brahma can see all of them. Some Brahmas have 10 heads, some have 100, some have 1,000, some have 10,000, some have 100,000. Can you even conceive the scene? And he's seeing all of them, and all of them are coming. And then Indras are coming with innumerable number of eyes. Lord Shivas are coming. And they're all coming and they're paying obeisances to Krishna. And Brahmaji, the four-headed Brahmaji, is so bewildered. And all of these Brahmas and Shivas and Indras, all the Brahmas have their crown. And all of them are paying their obeisances. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says to Sripad Sanatan Goswami that this four-headed Brahma thinks that he's a rabbit amongst elephants. Exact words. Because he cannot conceive what he's seeing. The magnanimity of Krishna. The greatness, inconceivable Aishwarya of Krishna. But all the Brahmas and Shivas and Indras are paying their respects to them. And they are offering prayers that Krishna in this avatar in this roop, that they have been able to take his darshan in Dwarika. They never expected this. And the most interesting thing is, none of these Brahmas and Shivas and Indras can see each other. Only the four-headed Brahma can see all of them. After a while, offering their prayers, they all leave. And at that time, Brahmaji realizes that he is not alone. He's not the only Brahma. He thought he was the only Brahma, four-headed Brahma, all knowledgeable. But then Krishna shares with him that you are the Brahma only for this material universe. It's said the diameter of this universe is 4 billion kilometers? No, 1 billion yojanas is, he explains that the number of heads is directly proportional to the diameter of the universe. So it is, I think, 4 billion kilometers or miles for this universe, 1 billion yojanas for the one with 10 heads. So thereabouts. So you get an idea that how vast, how huge these universes are that are coming out of the pores of the body of Mahavishnu. And that is one expansion of Krishna. Then Mahaprabhu goes on to explain that Krishna has many, many kinds of leelas that he performs. Sripad Sanatan Goswami is in rapt attention. He's hearing him. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explains that the topmost human-like cowherd pastimes that Krishna performs in Golok Vrindavan are the highest, they're the topmost. He explains that in Vaikuntha, Krishna is appearing as Vasudev or Sankarshan or Pradyumna or Aniruddha. He's explaining that in material world, he's appearing as Karnodakshay Vishnu or Garbhodakshay Vishnu or Shirodakshay Vishnu. And so many various incarnations are appearing in different yugas at the same time. But then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gets somber. He is come to trying to explain the good fortune of the gopis, the mood of the gopis, who are directly always drinking the nectar of the ever-fresh youthness and sweetness of Krishna's form. And that essence of sweetness, that abode of all beauty, all fame, all opulences, is the only thing that satisfies the hearts of the gopis. He goes on to explain that this sweetness is not even found in Narayan himself. Srila Rupa Goswami in Sri Upadeshamrita, in the 9th verse, very beautifully describes the position of these various places. Narayan lives in Vaikuntha. Sri Rupa Goswami describes that higher than Vaikuntha is Mathura. Why? Because Krishna was born. He says, higher than Mathura was Vrindavan, because in the 12 forests of Vrindavan, the lotus feet of Krishna has walked. Amongst those 12 forests of Vrindavan, Govardhan Hill is the topmost place, because Krishna has gone there with his cowherd friends and cows. And in Govardhan Hill, the topmost place is Sri Radhakund, because it is overflowing with the nectar of Krishna Prema and of Sri Radha. That is the sweetness Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is relishing. These are the beautiful prayers that come from Gopi Geet, that gopis are singing, and they're cursing, or lamenting rather, that Brahmaji has given us these eyelids. Because when they blink for that fraction of a second, we cannot take darshan of our Lord and his sweetness. Speaking about Madhuram, there's a very, very beautiful pastime that comes of Chitra Sakhi from Barsana. Now, Chitra Sakhi was a brahmacharini, celibate. You know, you have seen celibate monks, brahmacharis, sannyasis. She was a brahmacharini. She lived in the village of Barsana. She was very special. She had a boon from Mother Saraswati, that whoever she sees even once, she can capture them in her eyes and she can draw them. She had that level of skill, and her drawings and her paintings were exquisite. If you saw her drawings and paintings, you would not think that these are just drawings and paintings. You would think that whatever she has created has come alive in front of your eyes. That was the boon that she had from Mother Saraswati. I was one time hearing a Vaishnava saint giving a class, and he said one Babaji in Vrindavan was lamenting in front of him and saying, looking at picture of Krishna, he was saying that, you know, he had tears in his eyes. Look, they have captured Krishna in this picture with a glass in the front and the cardboard in the back. How is he going to perform his Leela in Vrindavan? Chitra Sakhi was able to capture anything she saw in her eyes. So one time, when Krishna was 4-year-old, he comes to Mother Yashoda. His hand, his wrist had some marks on it, as if somebody had held his hand too tightly. So he comes to his mother, Mother Yashoda, and says, Mother, you have to help me. Mother Yashoda says, what happened? She says, she sees his wrists, his arm, and she says, well, what happened? What happened to you, my Lala? Krishna explains that I have a very dear friend. My dear friend does not want to let me go, so he always holds my hand. He says, if you go, I am going to leave my life. I'm going to finish my life. I'm going to give up my life. I cannot be away from you, Krishna. So with very much difficulty, I have to come back home, Maya. You please help me. And Maya says, Lala, from now on, you don't have to go outside. You just stay home in our house. You play all day long in our courtyard. You call all of your friends here. Don't go outside. Krishna says, but Maya, how is that possible? I have to take all the cows. I have to take all my cowherd friends to forest of Vrindavan, to Govardhan Hill. I cannot just stay here. But I have a solution, Mama. Maya, if you can help me. So Maya says, what is the solution? Krishna says, Maya, you call someone who can draw my picture. And I will give this picture to my friend and he will be happy. So Maya says, not a bad idea, Kanhaiya. Let me see what I can do. So Mother Yashoda calls one of her Sakhis and says, go find the best person in Nandagaon and Barsana and all Brajbhumi who can draw my Kanhaiya. Sakhi says, Mother Yashoda, I know someone who actually is very gifted and who can do that. So she says, what are you waiting for? Go get her quickly, quickly. Don't wait. I don't want my Kanhaiya to go out tomorrow. I want her here today. So this Sakhi quickly goes to the house of Chitra Sakhi. And she explains to Chitra Sakhi that Mother Yashoda wants you to come and draw a picture of her Lala. Chitra Sakhi says, that is not possible. What to speak of seeing a male person and drawing a picture? What to speak of drawing a picture of a male person? I've never even seen one in my life. I cannot go. And she said, Mother Saraswati has given me the boon. I don't go just draw anyone's pictures. So she had not pride, not arrogance, but she had that stature in her mind that I will not go and draw just anyone. And Krishna knew that. Krishna is doing Leela. He's enacting all this Leela so he can bring her here and humble her a little bit. Sometimes our condition is like that. We think we are great at some service. I'm great at cooking. I'm great at making flower garlands. I'm great at making vases. I'm great at cleaning. I'm great at managing. But we forget that at the end of the day, we are all servant of the servant of the servant. So Krishna wants to humble her with his sweetness a little bit. So this Sakhi is telling Chitra Sakhi, what are you saying? To get even a glance of Kanhaiya, we hanker so much. We are looking forward to seeing our Krishna every day when he comes out of the house of Mother Yashoda. When he comes out of Nanda Bhavan, we are waiting for him to see him, how he walks, how he talks, how he smiles, how is he playing his flute, how is he taking his cows. And Mother Yashoda wants to have you right there in Nanda Bhavan to draw his picture, so you will be seeing him for such a long time. How fortunate you are, and you don't want to go. So she starts explaining Krishna's features and what Krishna does. Chitra Sakhi, just out of being compelled a little bit, because she was a good friend with this Sakhi, she says, okay, let's go. She arrives to Nanda Bhavan. And Mother Yashoda is very, very protective of Krishna. Anybody new who comes, all these childhood pastimes we are aware of, when all the demons are coming to kill Krishna, that Kamsa is sending. Lord Shiva also comes. You see that thing that Kunj Bihari ji is wearing on the side, that bugle? Whose bugle is that? That Lord Shiva's. There's a beautiful pastime behind that bugle. So when we take darshan of our Kunj Bihari, notice every little detail. There is a pastime behind those details. Even the dots that you see on the face of Krishna and Radha, beautiful, beautiful pastimes behind those. We don't have time to go into those. So here Chitra Sakhi has come, and Mother Yashoda tells Krishna, Krishna, go inside. I don't want you to be outside, because it's the first time somebody is coming, and I don't want something to happen. So she's very protective. Just like parents are protective of little children, they don't let just little children run around here and there. They're always with them. They can get hurt. What if somebody comes and takes them away? We're all scared. Mother Yashoda is the same. Where do you think that bhav is coming? As mothers, it is coming from Mother Yashoda. So Chitra Sakhi, Mother Yashoda welcomes her. Chitra Sakhi sits down. Mother Yashoda starts telling her about Krishna. And as she starts speaking about Krishna, my Lala wears a peacock feather on his head. He wears pitambari. He has these jewels. He's wearing this mala. Krishna is hearing behind a curtain in the window above Mother Yashoda. Mother Yashoda cannot see him, but Chitra Sakhi can see that window. Just imagine. You have a vantage point looking into the courtyard of Nanda Bhavan. Mother Yashoda and Chitra Sakhi are having this very intimate conversation about the beauty of Krishna, the features of Krishna. And Krishna is hiding behind a curtain, and he's hearing all this, and he's peeking through this window, and he's paying full attention to what Mother Yashoda is telling Chitra Sakhi. As soon as Chitra Sakhi notices that window and looks towards that window, which Mother Yashoda cannot see, by the way, Krishna takes off his peacock feather, takes off his turban, takes off his mala and jewels, and takes off his pitambari. He's completely naked and shows up in that window. And Chitra Sakhi is completely bewildered. Mother Yashoda is telling me how her Lala looks. And look. And then she says, do you know your son? She goes, yes. Why? She goes, he's not wearing any of those things. He's standing naked in this window. And very, very quickly, Krishna closes the curtain, puts on his pitambari, puts on his mala, puts on his peacock feather and the turban and all the jewels and everything. And Mother Yashoda calls, Kanha. And he opens that curtain. And he's in the same roop as Mother Yashoda was describing to Chitra Sakhi. Now Chitra Sakhi is astonished that he's playing with me. This little boy is playing with me. And now she's very captivated by Krishna. So she agrees to, because of limitation of time, I will not go into more details because I have 3 more pastimes. I don't know if I'll get to them. I've already told today Tarun Kishore Prabhu that please give me some time. So, Chitra Sakhi wants to absolutely draw and paint a picture of Krishna. And as she goes back to Barsana, to her place, she realizes that not only was she able to capture Krishna in her eyes because of the boon that she got from Mother Saraswati, she was able to capture Krishna in her heart. And with that, she drew the painting of Krishna. And as a day or two passed, Mother Yashoda inquired, why has she not come back? Because she had such a boon that she could paint very quickly, because she had that kind of capability and skill. So Sakhi goes to Chitra Sakhi's home, one of the gopis, goes to Chitra Sakhi's home and sees that she actually has finished the painting. But she doesn't want to come back to give that painting because she's afraid. She's afraid that if she gives away this painting of Krishna, that the Krishna will leave her heart. She's afraid. So my dear devotees, when we meditate on the pastimes of the Lord, we capture those moments in our heart. Chitra Sakhi was so afraid that she did not want to leave her place because she could not imagine a moment without Krishna at this time. Somehow or other, Gopi forces and convinces her to come back to Mother Yashoda, and she shows this painting to Mother Yashoda, and Mother Yashoda couldn't believe her eyes. This painting looked like exactly as if Krishna was standing in front of her. My dear devotees, don't compare this with Mona Lisa painting, because that painting is famous for other reasons. That also looks very real, as I've heard, but this was as if Krishna, her Lala, was standing right in front of her. And Mother Yashoda said to Chitra Sakhi, I am so pleased with what you have created. Ask anything from me. I promise I shall give it to you. You are taking more time to ask for it than I would take to give it to you. And Chitra Sakhi was very quiet. And she was not speaking anything. Mother Yashoda asked her again, tell me. She says, I'm afraid to ask you. What if I ask you and you're not able to give? Mother Yashoda said, don't waste time. You want me to build a room for you here in Nanda Bhavan. You can stay here forever. You want a village to yourself. I will name a village in your name. Whatever you need, just tell me. Chitra Sakhi says, I want to take Krishna with me. Mother Yashoda was in a shock. Krishna? How can I give you my Krishna? Mother Yashoda got agitated. I cannot imagine a moment without my Krishna. How can I give you my Krishna? Mother Yashoda said, ask me anything else. Chitra Sakhi says, I will not leave until I get what I have asked because you promised me. Mother Yashoda gets up and leaves. And Krishna is aware of this. Mother Yashoda goes inside to Krishna's room, says, Krishna, you will never ever leave this room again because that gopi, that Sakhi is not leaving our house. You will grow up here, you will get married in this room, you will have your children in this room, you will not leave. Little Krishna is like, Thamo jara. Sabar karo. Let me go talk to her. Mother Yashoda says, no. I cannot let you go outside to talk to her. She will take you. She will kidnap you. Krishna says, I promise I will not go anywhere and she will not force me to go with her. Just let me go talk to her one time. So Krishna goes to Chitra Sakhi. Chitra Sakhi sees the Lord and embraces him, takes him in his lap. And tears are flowing through the eyes of Chitrasakhi. And Krishna consoles her and says, I wanted you to come here. I wanted to see you. And he says, I promise you that, he says, but you have to go. I cannot leave my mother. And my mother will give up her life without me. But I promise you, wherever you go, whatever you see, if you want to see me, I will be present in front of your eyes as Sakshat. He convinces her. And Chitrasakhi leaves. Krishna comes back to the room where Mother Yashoda is. And he says, Maya, she's gone. Mother Yashoda is, what? How is she gone? He says, I told her something, she's gone. She goes, what did you tell her? He said, Maya, I told her if she doesn't leave, I'll take gobar and throw it on her face. And if she doesn't want me to throw gobar on her face, she needs to go now. So she left. So Mother Yashoda is satisfied. With Krishna's picture. Now, there is a very, very beautiful narration of Krishna's features and Krishna's pastimes in Vrindavan that has been given by Sri Vallabhacharya in the form of Madhurashtakam. As Chitrasakhi is walking towards the village of Barsana, just imagine this. She is seeing the trees on the path. She's seeing the river Yamuna flowing. She's seeing the cows. She's seeing the gopis. She's seeing the bumblebees. And everywhere she sees Krishna. In everything she sees Krishna. Let's chant these beautiful verses by Sri Vallabhacharya of Madhurashtakam and immerse our mood in the form and the features and the pastimes of Shri Shri Radha Kunj Bihari. So, we'll need a Kartal prayer. You have Kartals. And Tarun Kishore Prabhu, if you can display the lyrics. Adharam madhuram vadanam madhuram madhuradhipaterakhilam madhuram. Adharam madhuram vadanam madhuram madhuradhipaterakhilam madhuram. Nayanam madhuram hasitam madhuram madhuradhipaterakhilam madhuram madhuradhipaterakhilam madhuram. Hridayam madhuram gamanam madhuram madhuradhipaterakhilam madhuram madhuradhipaterakhilam madhuram. Vachanam madhuram charitam madhuram vasanam madhuram valitam madhuram. Vachanam madhuram charitam madhuram vasanam madhuram valitam madhuram. Chalitam madhuram brahmitam madhuram alitam dipaterakhilam madhuram madhuradhipaterakhilam madhuram. Venur madhuro renur madhura panir madhura pado madhuro. Venur madhuro renur madhura Madhura Pado Madhuro Nrityam Madhuram Sakhyam Madhuram Madhuradipaterakilam Madhuram Madhuradipaterakilam Madhuram Geetam Madhuram Pitam Madhuram Bhuktam Madhuram Chuptam Madhuram Geetam Madhuram Pitam Madhuram Bhuktam Madhuram Suptam Madhuram Rupam Madhuram Tilakam Madhuram Madhuradipaterakilam Madhuram Radipaterakilam Madhuram Karanam Madhuram Taranam Madhuram Haranam Madhuram Ramanam Madhuram Radipaterakilam Madhuram Madhuradipaterakilam Madhuram Madhuradipaterakilam Madhuram Gunja Madhura Mala Madhura Yamuna Madhura Viti Madhura Gunja Madhura Mala Madhura Yamuna Madhura Viti Madhura Salilam Madhuram Kamalam Madhuram Radipaterakilam Madhuram Madhuradipaterakilam Madhuram Gopi Madhura Leela Madhura Yuktam Madhuram Bhuktam Madhuram Gopi Madhura Leela Madhura Yuktam Madhuram Bhuktam Madhuram Prishtam Madhuram Shishtam Madhuram Madhuradipaterakilam Madhuram Madhuradipaterakilam Madhuram Madhura Gavo Madhura Yashtir Madhura Shrishtir Madhura Gopa Madhura Gavo Madhura Yashtir Madhura Shrishtir Madhura Dalitam Madhuram Palitam Madhuram Madhuradipaterakilam Madhuradipaterakilam Madhuram Madhuradipaterakilam Madhuram Adharam Madhuram Vadanam Madhuram Madhuradipaterakilam Madhuram Madhuradipaterakilam Madhuram Madhuradipaterakilam Madhuram. So as Chitra Sakhi is walking and she's seeing every place in Brajmandal where she walks, where she sees, where she is, where she stays, in everything she sees Krishna. Krishna does not leave her heart as she was afraid. Krishna is always in her heart. My dear devotees, we can take so much inspiration from this mood of Chitra Sakhi, that as the devotees or aspiring devotees of the Lord, we must strive to see Krishna's arrangement in everything, Krishna's presence in everything. If you read the translation of this very beautiful Madhurashtakam, you see that in the translation, Sri Vallabhacharya is writing, Krishna's lips are sweet, his smile is sweet, his walking is sweet, the path he walks is sweet, his speech is sweet, his venur, his flute is sweet. His renur, the dust of his lotus feet, is sweet. Everything about him is sweet, as he's the Lord of all sweetness. I will go through this second pastime, and I'll try to hurry up a little bit because I think this is a very sweet pastime. It is all about sweets, as you can see. We celebrated Govardhan Puja festival not too long ago, and Dipavali not too long ago. And there is a very, very beautiful pastime, and the tradition of distributing sweets actually comes from Krishna himself. In Diwali, people exchange sweets. And Krishna also set up his sweet shop. And this is that pastime. So this pastime happens actually a day before Diwali, when Garga Acharya, who is the spiritual master of Nanda Baba, he comes to visit them. And he comes and he sees that Nanda Baba is very much engrossed in playing with Krishna and Balaram. And as soon as they notice that Garga Acharya, Garga Muni has come, Nanda Maharaj and Krishna and Balaram pay their obeisances. Garga Acharya tells Nanda Baba that, don't you think that you're forgetting something? He says, I'm not sure. You have arrived, there must be a reason. And he says that Indra Puja is coming and you have to make all the arrangements. And Nanda Baba says, yes, I completely forgot, as I am so busy and totally lost in tasting the sweetness of the nectar of association with Krishna and Balaram. But rest assured, I will make all the arrangements. So Nanda Maharaj calls the Gopas and instructs them what to do, and he instructs Mother Yashoda to go and prepare 108 types of sweets. Now, today for prasadam, our group was cooking this morning, and we cooked 4 or 5 items under the very able guidance of our head chefs, Neerav Prabhu and Malini Mataji. And just to make those 4 or 5 items, we need an army of people. And here Mother Yashoda was going to make 108 unique, all different sweet preparations. So she gets the message, she goes to the kitchen, and she is working on that. And Nanda Maharaj calls Jayati Gopa and he says, you need to decorate the entire Braj like a bride. Then he calls another Gopa, Mahavad Gopa, and he says, to take the elephants and fill their trunks with fragrant rose water and sprinkle and spray that rose water all across the Braj Mandal so it is all fragrant. And then he tells another Gopa by the name Vijay to go and announce the day of Indra Puja throughout the Brajamandal. And as this is happening, Krishna is like, Nanda Baba, stop playing with us, and everybody's now busy doing other things. Now, we all know the pastime of Indra Puja, so I'm not going to Indra Puja pastime here. Something happens before Indra Puja day. When Krishna notices everybody has just left me and Balaram and are now busy with other chores, he walks into the kitchen of Mother Yashoda, thinking maybe I can play with Mother Yashoda. But Mother Yashoda is busy cooking all these different preparations. And Krishna comes there and he asks, Maya, what is going on? She goes, Lala, you have to go out from this kitchen right now. Krishna does not like to be rejected. And he says, why, mother? She goes, in Brajamandal, and this is very interesting. I'd never heard this before. I heard this from my Guru Maharaj in one of his classes. He did some research in Vrindavan Research Institute, and this was mentioned, this pastime is mentioned there. and in one of the books. And Mother Yashoda said, one should not watch a pregnant woman giving a birth and somebody making sweets for offering. Now Krishna, a 4-year-old boy, he's like, okay, whatever, doesn't make sense. So he's like, but mother, can I just see what you have made? Because Krishna is hungry and he sees all these sweets and he wants to eat. And Mother Yashoda says, no, you cannot eat anything. He had picked up a laddu. And he says, no, mother, I was just checking. There are so many elder people in our village. I want to make sure they're soft enough so if they bite, they don't break their teeth or something. Mother Yashoda stares at him. And when Mother Yashoda stares at him, he gets the message. It's better to leave now than being bound with something. So Krishna says, Maya, can I come back later when everything is done and then you can give me some of these sweets? He says, yeah, you can come back later. So now Krishna leaves and he goes back to Nanda Baba. He says, Nanda Baba, I know that I cannot have these sweets now, but tomorrow when we offer these sweets to our Narayan Shila, they had a Narayan Shila, then I want to open a shop because we have so many sweets and I want to distribute prasadam. Can you open a shop for me? So Nanda Maharaj, is thinking his playful child request, So next day is the day of Dipavali. But Nanda Maharaj somehow in his heart in the night thinks, Krishna asked me for something. As parents we do, Sometimes in the moment we will say to our children, no, you cannot do this right now. No, we cannot go here or something. But then in the back of your heart is so soft towards your children that you want to give them what they want. It's just like that Nanda Maharaj in the night set up a shop for Krishna. He had a weighing scale. He had a money box. He had everything set up for next day outside his courtyard so that when the Brajbasis will come, Krishna can distribute this prasadam for him. Now, next day, Krishna, after, the whole family does the puja, Krishna wakes up, he actually pays obeisances to Nanda Maharaj, Yashoda Mai, and this is all documented, by the way. And he, along with the, Nanda Baba and Yashoda Mai, they worship the Narayan Shila. They offer everything. And then everything is brought out to Krishna's sweet shop. And first thing he puts out there is a stack of laddus. Who likes laddus? Yes, and so does Madhu Mangal. So Madhu Mangal is the first one who comes. And he's so excited to see a stack of laddus. And he says, Krishna, you are my best friend. You know how much I love laddus. And you always think of me to serve me. So you have brought all these laddus outside for me. And Krishna says, yes, but this time there is a condition, Madhu Mangal. He says, what is the condition? He says, no, I will buy all your laddus. He says, but wait, there is a condition. He says, are you sure you can afford the cost of these laddus? He says, yes. I will tell my Baba. He can give you anything. Small children do this, right? Yeah, I'll tell my dad, Dad, I want that book. My dad will pay for this activity book, Krishna activity book. I like it so much. So Krishna says, no, wait. The cost of these laddus is your faith, Madhu. The cost of these laddus is your faith. You see, my dear devotees, we can ask for so many things from Kunj Bihari. So many difficulties we might have, we can ask for him to help us. Material, spiritual, anything. But after everything is said and done, Krishna is only looking for our faith. He's not looking for anything else. So he says, I will give you whatever you want, Madhu. But the cost of these laddus is your faith. Give me your faith and I'll give you the laddu of my love. I'll give you the laddu of my love. So then he takes all the laddus. All the other cowherd boys come. They also take all the stack of the sweets. And don't worry, there are 107 other sweets also. That stack is gone, and in the afternoon arrives Srimati Radhika. And she arrives with her entourage of Sakhis. There are Ashta Sakhis. You cannot see the seventh and eighth in this, but you can see. With her is also a Sakhi by the name Lalita. Now, when Srimati Radhika comes, she says to Krishna, Krishna, I and my Sakhis would like to purchase the sweet called Chandrakala. Anybody knows this sweet? Have you heard of this sweet, Chandrakala? Chandrakala looks like a puri, shape of a puri, little sweet. And Krishna is looking at Srimati Radhika. And he's smiling. And Sri Radhika again requests the same thing. Krishna, I would like to purchase the Chandrakala sweet. Krishna says, welcome to my shop, Sri Radhe. I am witnessing for the first time that one Chandrakala is buying another Chandrakala. It's a play on words, right? The moon-like face. I'm witnessing for the first time that one Chandrakala is buying or looking to buy another Chandrakala. And at this point, Lalita Sakhi knows what is Krishna up to. And Lalita Sakhi says, Krishna, don't you waste our time. Simply tell us what is the price of the Chandrakala, so we will pay you and we'll be on our way. Now, Krishna looked directly at Srimati Radhika and said, Shri Radhe, I will sell you many Chandrakalas, as many as you want, simply for the price of your eyes filled with anurag or affection for me. Just give me that and you can take all the Chandrakalas of the world. Now, Lalita Sakhi is having none of this. She's saying, she knows never to trust Krishna. So she objects. No, Krishna, don't play your tricks on us. Don't play your words on us. We are not going to be enchanted by any of what you say. Give us the Chandrakalas and we will be on our way. Now, simply tell us the price. We'll buy it in proper manner. With one hand, we will give you what you want, and with the other hand, we will take the sweet. The exchange has to happen at the same time. Because Lalita Sakhi knows Krishna, and she's not going to, get tricked by Krishna. Now, Krishna turns to Lalita Sakhi, and he says, Oh, Lalita, you are here to buy sweets in my sweet shop, but you are talking to me like you are in a spice shop. So, you are here to buy sweets in a sweet shop, but you're talking to me as if you're in a spice shop. So, this beautiful exchange goes on for some time. Sri Radhika, at the time, her eyes are filled with tears of love for Krishna and his playful, enchanting play of words. And as soon as Krishna notices that, he gives all the Chandrakalas to all the Sakhis and Gopis that came with Krishna. I'll end here, not go to the third pastime I had, but this is a very beautiful few lines that are written by some, some saint. I don't know who the author of this is, but I thought these were very beautiful because it captures the mood of these pastimes that are so sweet. I worship the divine couple, sweeter than the sweetest, who are situated in the shop of love in Vrindavan, selling these sweet talks of love to the residents of Vraja. With this, I would like to pause. I will not go into the Bhishma Stuti pastime, which was also very beautiful to narrate. Now, one last instruction, and this is because we are just before the kirtan time. Many times in the kirtan, I see devotees are very enthusiastic and they're dancing and with sometimes hand raised, dancing back and forth, to and fro. But then I also notice some devotees who come for arati are just standing in the back. And they're just taking their sweet darshan of the lordships, and which is absolutely fine. But Shastra tells us actually what to do in kirtan. And this comes from Chaitanya Bhagavat, where it said, "My dear king, when Krishna's devotees dance in kirtan," says dance in kirtan, not sit, not stand, dance in kirtan, "they destroy the inauspiciousness of the earth by the touch of their feet, the directions by their glance, and the higher planetary systems by their upraised arms." So see, devotees, when we raise arms, it's bona fide from Shastra. It is also meaning that we are begging for the mercy of the Lord, but at the same time, the proper way to perform, or participate rather, in kirtan is with our arms raised. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Ramajit Prabhu, for such a wonderful class. Let's have a round of applause for Ramajit Prabhu. When you had shared this was the topic, I was really hoping this was going to be filled with sweet pastimes, because Ramajit Prabhu is one of the best storytellers in this temple. And if some of you here know why I'm saying that very specifically, and if you don't know, you will find out very soon. But Ramajit Prabhu, he's so wonderful. I think he got the joke now. But he's such a wonderful, but not just a storyteller, going into such sweet pastimes of Krishna and making it more and more sweet. The names of Krishna, as said in Keval Ashtakam, Maduram Madurebhyo Bhi. It's the more and more sweeter. So thank you, Ramajit Prabhu, for helping us relish such sweet pastimes today. Just a brief introduction for those of you who do not know Ramajit Prabhu. Most of you here know him. Ramajit Prabhu has been practicing Krishna consciousness for decades. He's a disciple of His Holiness Indradumna Swami Maharaj. Ramajit Prabhu also has some siddhi that I don't know. I think he has 36 hours a day. Because just the sheer amount of things Prabhu gets done, I just don't think anyone can do it in 24 hours a day. Prabhu is a senior executive at IBM, travels extensively around the world, balancing all of that with his services, with his very dedicated sadhana, with his continued efforts to read and understand Srila Prabhupada's book. He sets an example for many of us who work and use work as an excuse that I cannot grow in my Krishna consciousness because I have to work. Ramajit Prabhu puts that excuse to bed as he is able to do it, and we have to just learn from devotees like him. Prabhu's family, Lalita Madhvi, Mahabhav, Gitamrita, are such integral parts of our community for many, many years since the early days, and we're really grateful to get to hear from him and get to have them be part of this community, and so we're very, very excited. So again, let's give a round of applause for Ramajit Prabhu for the class. The next part of the program is Aarti. For those who are here the first time, we start with Aarti. We request everyone to please pick up your mats. You can put your mats at the back of the hall and come closer. And as Ramajit Prabhu said, raise your hands and dance today for Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna
Hare 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 Rama
Hare Rama Rama Rama
Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare Rama,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama,
Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama Rama,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Shri Vrindavan Dham.
Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Shri Vrindavan Dham.
Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Shri Vrindavan Dham.
Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Shri Vrindavan Dham.
Jai Jai Nitai, Jai Jai Gaur, Jai Jai Shri Dham Mayapur.
Jai Jai Gaur, Jai Jai Shri Dham Mayapur.
Jai Jai Nitai, Jai Jai Gaur, Jai Jai Shri Dham Mayapur.
Jai Jai Nitai, Jai Jai Gaur, Jai Jai Shri Dham Mayapur.
Jai Jai Nitai, Jai Jai Gaur, Jai Jai Shri Dham Mayapur.
Jai Jai Nitai, Jai Jai Gaur, Jai Jai Shri Dham Mayapur.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Jai Radha, Kunj Bihari Radha, Kunj Bihari Shri Radha. Jai Radha, Kunj Bihari Radha, Kunj Bihari Shri Radha.
Jai Radha, Kunj Bihari Radha, Kunj Bihari Shri Radhe.
Jaya Gaurani Tai, Gaurani Tai, Gaurani Tai,
Jaya Gauranitai, Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai.
Jaya Jagannatha, Jagannatha, Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra, Jagannatha, Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Nitya Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitya Gaura Hari Bol. Namaste Narashimhaya, Namaste Hiranyakashipu Rakshaha, Hiranyakashipu Yato yato yami tato nasimha. Yato yato yami tato nasimha. Bahir nasimha, hridaye nasimha. Bahir nasimha, hridaye nasimha. Narasimha madhum sharanam prapade. Narasimha madhum sharanam prapade. Narasimha madhum sharanam prapade. Narasimha madhum sharanam prapade. Tava kara kamala vare naka adbhuta shringa dalita hiranyakashipu tanu venga keshavadita narahari rupa jaya jagadisha hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare, Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Avakara Kamala Vare Naka Adhuta Shinga Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanu Venga Keshavadita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Keshavadita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Keshavadita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Narasimha Narasimha Jaya Kalan Maharaj, Kalan Maharaj, Kalan Maharaj, Jaya Kalan Maharaj, Jaya Kalan Maharaj. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Gurudev. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Nrsimha Bhagwan ki, Prahlad Maharaj ki.
Jai. Request everyone to bow down, please. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Parivraghacharya Srot Sri Srimad His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Parivraghacharya Srot Sri Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Brinda ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki Jai. ISKCON founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासारि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। श्री श्री वृंदावन धाम की जय, मथुरा धाम की जय, नवद्वीप धाम की जय, जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय, गंगा माई की जय, यमुना माई की जय, तुलसी देवी की जय, भक्ति देवी की जय, संकीर्तन यज्ञ की जय, बृहद मृदंग की जय, सामवेद भक्त वृंद की जय, गौर प्रेमानंदे। All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru.